on, everybody? Let's try this again. I had to free up some space on my storage on my iPad, but it's February 4th, Friday afternoon. Looks like it's already getting dark outside. Well, it is getting dark, but man, crazy week. My wife had surgery this week. Hopefully everything works out. But yeah, I was home. Got home Friday. Took a load to Georgetown, which is outside Austin. So then I bobtailed home, which was a little bit over 2 hours, because my wife had to do a pre-op that Friday afternoon, which basically she had to give some blood. And of course, we thought her surgery was that Monday, scheduled for that Monday, but we went in, and no, it was scheduled for Tuesday. Okay, it was moved to Tuesday, which was this past Tuesday. And then she had the surgery, which kind of scared me for a while because they told me the procedure was only going to take up to an hour. Okay, we had to be there at 11 o'clock in the morning, and then her surgery was scheduled at 1:30. They took her in exactly at 1:30. Okay, it was going on about 3:30, close to 4, and I still didn't hear anything. They finally called me. They told me everything was going okay, and turned out that the surgery took longer. She had some bad scar tissue, from her C-sections when we had kids 16 years ago, because my son's 16 and he's the baby of the family. But it turned out that was the reason why it was taking longer, because they had to work around that scar tissue and cut some of it out and stuff like that. So long story short, man, she's doing good now. She's going to be out of work for about 6 weeks. She can't really do anything. But other than that, man, it's been a crazy week. Went home, like I said, mainly for that reason, because my wife was going to have surgery. She had surgery, and now I'm back on the road. But yeah, guys, and then baseball season is right around the corner for my son and his buddies. 11 juniors, 5 seniors, 2 sophomores. The team looks very strong. Now, next year's crew, my Lord, that coach is going to have some decisions to make, because he only wants to carry like around 18, 19 boys, and you can't have 19 all seniors, and then start fresh the year after that. Okay, so he's going to have to probably cut some very, very talented boys. Okay, but yeah. Baseball season is right around the corner. Baseball season is right around the corner, man, and we're looking to go even further into the playoffs. Last year we got into the 5th round, which was the semi quarterfinals, I believe it was. Took the team that went to state to the 3rd final game, because each round is 3 games, okay, and that was the only round that we had to play a 3rd and deciding game. The other ones we just 1-2 knocked them out. 1-2 knocked them out. 1-2 knocked them out. 1-2 knocked them out. Okay, that clip right there that you see, that's my son stealing home that sent us to the next round. Okay, I forgot which team that was. I think that was called North Shore. Okay, which was another good team. But anyways, guys, this video that I'm going to do, man, I told myself I would never do a video like this. I've been asked several times why I never came out with the video. And that's just not my style, guys. That's not my style. I'm a very professional person, optimistic person, positive person, or whatever you want to call it. I hold myself to a high respect standard. I will treat you with highest respect until you do me wrong. Okay, to a certain point. Okay, there's people in the world, man, just hold grudges and this and that, back and forth. That's not me, man. Life is too short for that kind of bullshit, to be honest with you. But I've been asked several times, man, why I never made a video on why I truly left MGR. Okay, I mean, that's water under the bridge. I mean, here we are, almost going over a year, and I'm still being asked that question over and over again. Okay, as you guys know, I'm with Llama. I like it over here. Okay, is there things that I would like to change over here? Yes. Okay, but there's things that basically any kind of company has to change in order to run smoother, better, or whatever the case might be. You can't please everybody, guys. You can't. That's just the way the world is. We can't please everybody, someone's going to have different expectations than the next person. Okay, someone's going to have a patience level higher than the person next to you. Okay, so it is what it is, guys. That's just the way nature is. That's just the way the world works. Okay, you can't please everybody. Someone's always going to be, excuse me, bitching for something. Okay, but in essence, guys, they've asked me several times, how come I never made a video why I left MGR? Guys, you know, when I was with MGR, I'll be honest with you guys, when I was with MGR, yes, it went good. Okay, the money could have been better, but that's because I had a lot of breakdowns, a lot of unexpected fees that were changing, you know, behind me. And what I mean by that is that was one of the main reasons why I left, was because a lot of inconsistent changes. Okay, fees, you know, deductions and this and that back of, even after I passed my so-called rental period. Okay, there were still certain things that were being changed to where if it wasn't brought to my attention, I probably would have never known until later on down the road. Okay, but yeah, trailer fees being changed out, and then, you know, I mean, I can understand if I had a brand new trailer when I was running with MGR, but I didn't. I had an old trailer. Okay, I even asked for a brand new trailer, but they told me they didn't have anything at the moment. Okay, but it was just the inconsistency of you know, being told on what was coming up, as in like, hey, we're changing this or whatever you want to call it. You know, these rates are gonna change. Here we are, February 4th. Come March 1st, you know, these are going to go into effect. Then I would have given me a period to decide if I want to stay here. Don't do it 2 weeks ago, not tell me about it, and expect me to be cool about it. And then when I asked you, oh, we sent you an email. I never received an email. I received every other email, but I never received those, you know, and it was like 2 of them that were changed behind me. I won't say behind me, but that were changed, and I didn't know about it until I caught it or someone else brought it to my attention. Okay, now we understand, guys, carriers out there, there's no perfect carrier. Okay, there's no perfect carrier, but all I asked was just for it to be honest. Tell me up ahead of time, we can work it out. You know, the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was trying my best to be optimistic. You know, my dispatcher was awesome. The ladies that I communicated, most of them were very helpful. You know, Miss Vicky would call me from time to time, see how I was doing. Now there was times to where I couldn't get her on the phone. I understand she was a very busy person, but honestly, guys, you know, my time at MGR wasn't that bad until these things started happening. Okay. Now the breakdowns, there was breakdowns that were truly not in my control and were put on my lap. Okay, like the new truck that I had, you know, coming out after my rental period, it was put on my lap, and it broke down on me the same weekend that I had. I didn't even complete my first load with that truck, and here I had to pay almost $5,000, okay, for repair when I told them, make sure it's fixed right. Okay, and they're telling me, oh no, if it's not, you know, we'll take care of it. You know, I had to pay the tow bill. I had to pay for a week in the hotel. I had missed a week of work. You know, now I was told that I was going to get that money at the end of my lease agreement, that you're just going to go ahead and take it off. But the more and more I thought about it, it's like, okay, well, that's just you kind of sweeping it under the rug, because how many people actually stay the full term to where they get that pink slip saying, you know what, hey, this is your truck now. Okay, now if they would have said, you know what, next week we're going to give you $500, and then next week we're going to give you another $500 until you're reimbursed, so to speak, then cool, I would have been cool with that. Okay, or at least compensated for half of it, or whatever the case it was. Okay, but I think they try to pull a fast one. Okay, now Miss Vicky, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, sweetheart, I'm not. Okay, but I think you guys try to pull a fast one on that one. Okay, but I tried my best to overlook it. I was still happy at MGR. I was still somewhat making money, but then I think what finally broke the camel's back was when you guys raised, or MGR raised, the trailer, okay, because I was paying like $800, okay, a month for an old trailer, somewhat old trailer, okay. I think it was like 2015, okay. And then you guys wanted to raise it, or MGR wanted to raise it to like $400 a week, which it would have made it like between 1,200 and 1,600, depending how many weeks were in a month, okay. And to me, I was like, okay, yeah, enough's enough. One, you guys did it, I won't say behind my back, but I didn't know anything about it. And then when I questioned MGR, they're like, oh, well, we sent you an email. I never received the email. I received everything else, but supposedly that email I never got. Okay. But yeah, it was just the inconsistency of rates changing, the communication that we had. Now don't get me wrong. I mean, I loved where I was at. Is MGR a good company? Yes, they are. Do they have some faults that they can be changed? Yes, just like any other company. Okay. But the communication that I had with them, as well as the inconsistency of them changing their fees and their rates, was just slowly starting getting out of hand. Okay, and that was the final straw. Okay, because honestly, guys, not every company's for everyone. Okay, your patient level might be way lower than mine, and vice versa. Okay, your tolerance, you can only tolerate so much before, you know what, I'm gone. Bye. Okay. Some might tolerate even more, okay? Some might not tolerate anything at all, okay? But you can't go into a carrier and thinking you're the shit. Any little bad thing you go about, you're ready to balls to the wall, no. You have to make you have to compensate for something, okay? And what I was compensating was, I had a good dispatcher. I was going home when I wanted to. They weren't sweating me. Certain things that were just like, you know what, if it stays like this, then cool. But then the breakdown of the truck, okay, fine. The communication on an explanation on why I was charged so much for a breakdown that I told them what's going to happen, and if it happens, am I going to be held liable? And they told me to my face, no, you won't. Okay. All right. That was kind of like, the glass was cracking, but it's not broken yet. Okay. And then the trailer fees. Okay. You know what? All right. Enough's enough. Okay. You got me once. You got me twice. You probably got me the third time. Okay. You're not going to get me again. Okay. And that's why I decided to leave MGR. Okay. Is MGR a good company? Yes, they can be. It all depends on what your expectations are, what your tolerance level is. Okay, because some people, like I said, some people won't tolerate a lot of bullshit. Okay, but that's just the way this industry is. Okay, there's no perfect carrier out there, guys. Okay, don't think you're gonna go into this carrier and not experience some nonsense. Okay, some craziness. All right. I mean, there's videos I see out here. This person's having trouble with Landstar. Okay. Oh, but then Landstar is the greatest thing since sliced bread and whatever you want to call it. Or they're going to Mercer. Oh, no, Mercer is the best thing in the world. And well, this person, oh, Mercer is crap, and this and that, back and forth. All they want is money, 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 money. And they want to babysit you, and they want to sit there and tell you what to do, what not to do, whatever you want to call it. On F2F, and then PAM, and then KLM, and blah, 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 back and forth. Guys, no carrier is perfect out there. Okay. Get that through your head. Okay. You just have to know what you're worth, and don't think you're going in there thinking that you're worth the moon and stars, okay, or owed the moon and stars, so to speak, okay? Because if that's how you're going to be looking at things, then in reality, you're never going to be satisfied, okay? You have to experience and you have to accept some bumps in the road, okay? My experience were bumps in the road, but I think that third and fourth bump, whatever, finally knocked me off my course. Okay, is MGR a good company? Yes, they can be. Can they do some things to change some of the things they do? Yes. Even after I left, I heard there was still some changes. Okay, rates were changing, this back and forth, was the deposit was this changing. I mean, it's like, Jesus, all this, I don't know if COVID had something to do with it, because they were slowly getting back on course. Because when I joined MGR, we were slowly coming out of the COVID phase, okay, so to speak, okay. A lot of companies were losing their drivers, because they were losing money, because a lot of factories were still closed, because no one was working. COVID was still new to us, so to speak. But in reality, guys, I don't know if MGR was slowly going through a phase to where they were slowly trying to catch up to what they lost. But I don't know. I wasn't there, I just came slowly after the fact to where they were bringing drivers back on, because I did hear that there was a lot of trucks sitting when I first got there, okay. But yeah, my experience at MGR, yeah, it was bad, but it was somewhat tolerable. All I wanted to do was have some kind of open communication, but yeah, because even after that $5,000 bill, on that truck, the tow, the week in the hotel, the week down out of work, I was still working. I was still hustling. My old dispatcher Mark can tell you, I was still hustling. I was still, but it came to a point to where, what, enough's enough. Okay, enough's enough. I was blessed that I was there. I was blessed that I experienced certain things. But yeah, man, when I first got there, man, I was like Fuzzy Bear and Kermit the Frog, just going down the road, and life's a highway, and going, okay. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, the first load it's funny, because the first load out the gate, I had an air tank leak, okay. It turned out that it was a defect in the air tank, okay, when it was explained that it was fault of the driver. Now that's what the speed code guy said. Oh, you must have hit something, okay, but they didn't have that part there, so I had to take it to a dealership. The dealership took that part off, and I noticed the brand new air tank compared sitting next to the old air tank, and I noticed they had the same indentions. And I asked the guy, I go, is that indention supposed to be there? He's like, yeah, that's just the way it's made. He goes, oh, well, that guy over there said that I must have hit something, that's why it's dented. He's like, no, that's the way, that's the little spigot. He goes, right here, it's shoddy welding, okay. First load, nope, sorry, I had to pay for it. It was like $1,000, okay. 2 months later, after that, I get turned down on a load that I had to pick up from Mattel. It was a load of boxes, I don't know if it was toys or whatever you want to call it, but they opened up my door, my trailer door, and it had a leak, okay. Well, you can clearly see that it was a patch that they did. I didn't sweat it, they patched it up. It was like $100, I paid for it out of pocket, and then what else after that? The breakdown when I got my brand new truck, okay, or I won't say brand new truck, but when I got my truck, when I finished my rental period, okay, and I told the front office, I go, look, make sure it's done correctly, because it looks like your guys in the back just want to get me out the door, okay, but make sure it's done correctly, because if I break down on the side of the road, it is going to be expensive. Oh no, we'll take care of it. What happens? 500 miles down the road, started losing air again, okay. Turned out the compressor went out, okay. I think I did I know I did a video when I was in the hotel for a whole week, whatever you want to call it, stuck in Texarkana, okay. Tow bill, hotel, weeks out of work, or a week out of work, then to get a bill for all that labor and all that stuff that my truck was in the shop for. Not only that, I had to pay another extra $100 to put the trailer in a facility so it can be there for a week while they work on my trucks. I mean, I lost a lot of money. I still was optimistic. I was still positive, okay. My knock sensor went out during spring break, okay. They fixed that. That was another $3,400, okay. Like I said, guys, I pumped in $10,000 within 5 months, okay, So I was like, man, and I was still being optimistic. I was still going down the street somewhat, Fuzzy's Bear, you know, Kermit the Frog. But then when I got that damn text by one of my buddies, say, hey man, he goes, did you see your settlement? You know, they're charging more for the trailers. I'm like, what? So I looked into it. Yeah, 3 weeks, man. They were charging this and this and this and this and this. You know, and when I finally called accounting, oh yeah, you know, we sent you an email a couple weeks ago. You didn't get it? No, I never get no email. To pay that much money for an old trailer, and I had an old trailer. It was like 2015. Okay, was just, yeah, no more. Okay, I've had enough. You know, I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to see the glass is half full rather than half empty. And you guys just keep on changing things, you know, back and forth, you know. And I was like, man, it came to a point to where I was scared to open up my settlement. Okay, and I think I made a video on that also. It was point to you know, and it shouldn't be that way, guys. It shouldn't be to where you're scared to open up your settlement to see what else now, what else they're going to take out. Okay, but is MGR a good company to work for? They can be. Okay, it all depends on what your expectations are, where you came from, you know. But yeah, you can't go into, as a truck driver, guys, you can't go into this industry thinking you're the next best thing since sliced bread and thinking you're the shit. Okay, you have to go in expecting that there's going to be some bumps in the road. Okay, simple as that. Okay, I hope this video somewhat nips this in the bud, because I keep on asking, or because people keep on asking me, hey Anthony, why did you leave? Why did you leave, man? Whatever, back and forth, you know. And I've said it before, and I think I've made myself clear. Okay, the inconsistency of the rates changing, the communication that I had on certain questions that I had, you know, when I did call certain people, they acted like they didn't want to deal with me, they didn't want to bother me, you know. And I've said it numerous times, guys, I'm the easiest, coolest, down-to-earth person that you could probably talk to, especially over the phone. Okay, Miss Vicky still calls me, you know. And if you've seen this video, Miss Vicky, how you doing, man? You know, I still have that text you sent me a couple weeks ago, you know. But right now I'm fine where I'm at. Okay, thank you for the offer, but I'm fine where I'm at. Okay, but guys, honestly, you know, is MGR a good company? Yes, it is, you know, but it also depends on how much stuff you're willing to take. Okay, and I'm not saying that MGR is going to give you a lot of shit to swallow. I'm just saying this industry has its bumps in the roads. Okay, so don't go in thinking that everything's going to be peaches and cream when it isn't. Okay, because there's people that are still there. Like today, Candy passed me up, all right, on 65, on, you know, coming from Mississippi going up towards Georgia. Okay, he's been with them for a year. Okay, it worked for some people. Apparently, it didn't work for me. Okay, but I'm happy where I'm at. You know, hope everybody's doing okay. I'm here outside Atlanta, sitting on my 10, about to go across the street to this Mexican restaurant. Okay, have something to eat. Guys, be careful out there. The road's still kind of crazy. This guy's gonna sideswipe this truck. Ooh, that was close. Be patient, guys. Take care. Talk to you guys later. Bye.